Welcome back to the Xiangxia Tales Decoded channel. As the fourth-generation senior disciple of Elite Island, how did he persuade Han Li to accept him as a disciple? He not only sent Han Li a disobedient son but also latched onto Han Li's coattails and became the acting sect leader, yet his final fate is truly regrettable. Liu Yu was originally a core formation stage cultivator of the Yulin Sect, a demonic path sect in the Tianan region, and had a breathtakingly beautiful appearance. When Han Li seized the Zhimu lineage of the Yulin Sect, Liu Yu, along with Han Yunzi who had already joined the Yulin Sect, was assigned by Elder Dongmen to investigate the matter. As a result, they crossed paths with Han Li. Han Li, known for his ruthless nature, showed no mercy to them. He killed all the other cultivators on the spot. Liu Yu promptly unleashed his six-wing dual bow in an attempt to resist, but he immediately realized the enormous gap in their strength. Han Li, who had initially planned to kill Liu Yu to silence him, changed his mind after taking a fancy to the six-wing dual bow and directly took Liu Yu back to the Luoyun Sect. As for Han Yunzi, since she was an old acquaintance of Han Li, she also narrowly escaped death. When Liu Yu woke up and found himself in the Luoyun Sect, he struck a deal with Han Li. On the surface, Han Li was interested in the six-wing dual bow in Liu Yu's possession and the unique insect control technique of the Yulin Sect. Liu Yu, on the other hand, was drawn to Han Li's formidable strength and the protection he could provide. In this way, Han Li made an exception and accepted Liu Yu as a nominal disciple. A discipleship ceremony that seemed to grant a master-disciple status but was actually a transaction was thus completed. Moreover, the cold key emitted by the six-wing dual bow could help Han Li accelerate the refinement of the Ziluo extreme fire. Furthermore, only by refining all the Chanlin ice flames inside the Zuqian cauldron could Han Li truly gain control over the Zuqian cauldron. Han Li chose to first help Liu Yu mature the six-wing dual bow, and in return, he would take the insect eggs produced this way. Han Li could cultivate his own six-wing dual bow. At that time, Han Li had accepted Liu Yu as a disciple solely to obtain the insect control technique, but he unexpectedly discovered that Liu Yu possessed outstanding management abilities. Han Li, who disliked tedious mundane affairs, simply handed over the affairs of the Luoyun Sect to Liu Yu. Unexpectedly, Liu Yu managed the sect in perfect order, demonstrating astonishing management talent. After seeing Liu Yu's capabilities and loyalty, Han Li formally accepted him as a disciple and bestowed secret techniques and magical artifacts upon him. This was both a reward and a constraint. It allowed Liu Yu to have sufficient strength to manage the sect, yet prevented him from posing a threat to Han Li's own position. Despite receiving Han Li's true teachings, Liu Yu still failed multiple times in his attempts to break through to the nascent soul stage. The cruel reality made him realize that some ceilings could not be broken through even with hard work. For someone as arrogant and ambitious as Liu Yu, this was undoubtedly a heavy blow. Since his path to immortal cultivation was blocked, Liu Yu devoted all his energy to the sect's affairs. He painstakingly built up his power and fostered trusted followers within the Luoyun Sect, becoming the de facto ruler. Even the nascent soul stage elders had to show him some deference. The pleasure brought by this power gradually made him indulgent in it. So why did Han Li always maintain a distant and ambiguous attitude toward him? Because Han Li had always had a clear understanding of their master-disciple relationship. He needed someone to manage the Luoyun Sect, and Liu Yu needed his protection. Both of them knew that this was nothing more than a transaction. Therefore, the cultivation techniques Han Li taught and the magical artifacts he bestowed were just right. They could satisfy Liu Yu's needs without allowing him to surpass Han Li. When Han Li noticed that Liu Yu was indulging in power, he did not intervene. Perhaps in his view, this was the path Liu Yu had chosen for himself. Rather than struggling to pursue the illusory nascent soul Tao, it was better to live freely within the limits of his lifespan. After Han Li ascended to the spirit world, Liu Yu became the absolute ruler of the Luoyun Sect. However, without his powerful backer, he became even more cautious and devoted himself to managing the sect. Perhaps this was his final way of repaying Han Li. In the end, Liu Yu exhausted his lifespan at the core formation stage and passed away while meditating in the Luoyun Sect. The power he once held and the trusted followers he had fostered all vanished with the passage of time. In the end, this game of power was nothing but an empty illusion. That's all for today's content. Don't forget to subscribe to the Xiangxia Tales Decoded channel to stay updated on the subsequent plot. See you in the next episode. Bye!